Good evening. It's Monday, March 13th. I'm Hannah Rodenbaugh, and we're here on Cecil TV tonight with Brianna Ash and Phil Ash from the High Five Initiative. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me a little bit about the High Five Initiative. How did you get started?
I'll let you give the mission here.
So we started because we were, I guess going back to the pandemic, we started to try and look for things to do in the environment. I don't know how we got started anymore.
Oh my goodness.
Your turn.
Okay. We had originally, prior to the pandemic, actually been working with our Cecil County Waste Division. We have a recycling coordinator there. And we were trying to figure out, I guess, a basic question, which was, did we have to take the label off of our medicine container in order for it to be recycled? And we were told that they don't actually do the recycling in Cecil County. They sent it to another place. So we called there. Montgomery County said, well, what actually is this material? We gave them samples and they said no, it would not be recycled. So in the end, number 5 plastic we found is a problem because of the value. And we started a recycling program just for number 5 plastics. That was a return to retail model where people could take it back. We actually collected it, sorted it, grinded it, and had it sent to the only secondary processor in the United States. So in that time, we've collected over 500,000 containers in 3 years, and it was about 15,000 pounds that we diverted from our local landfills here in Maryland.
16,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did that recycling initiative lead to some of these cleanup efforts and other programs that you do?
So when we got, like Bree was saying, when we got started, it was about, we got started small by asking a question, and that led to another question. To do recycling in Maryland or any of that stuff is a service, but to do recycling, it had to be funded properly. So in Cecil County, we live in Cecil County, so that's who we worked with, and they suggested we start a nonprofit to be able to sort of fund that, so, to support the funding to actually make that work. Eventually, you don't start a nonprofit for a service, you start a nonprofit for a mission. So we ended up developing a mission, and the mission was pretty simple. It's to practice, promote, and enable the conservation of the environment. But you can't just do a mission and say you're going to do something, so you have to create programs to do that. So each one of our programs ended up just being a path to be able to, or for the people to do what they wanted to do. So we focus on communities. And for the recycling stuff, it was about focusing on, in that particular case, it was the cannabis community, the patients specifically. But we do cleanups and we do all different types of stuff at the same time. We do, as just general people, we go to the, recreate and then we clean up or something like that. So when we developed these programs, it was about how do you actually enable people to do the thing that they wanted to do. So for the recycling thing, it was we had to create a program to actually recycle. So you figured out what needed to be recycled. For the cannabis industry, it was all number 5 packaging. That's all they had. So that's how this got started, the number 5 part. My wife is funny, so she made a pun. But on the back end, like we said, you create multiple programs. So we have a couple of other programs. One of them is the cleanup program, the cleanup initiative, and another one is a water monitoring program. But we do all different types of stuff. So it's all about trying to enable the community to do the thing that they wanted to. And then when we were doing that, we didn't exactly know how to do cleanup initiative, or like how to build out a big cleanup or anything like that.
An organized cleanup. So, we would go for walks in the woods and certainly pick up as we went, and that was just something we always did. So for our first year, I had sort of scheduled, planned to do cleanups with different other nonprofits that focused on the environment. So the cleanups that originally were scheduled for 2020 were all over the state, and we had actually adopted a stream through Gunpowder Valley Conservancy, and we had done another cleanup with Shore Rivers. And what we found is, of course, 2020 hit, and April 2020, everything pretty much was shut down. So the original schedule, we had to alter a little bit. Some of the things did not happen, but we still did go through with those two. And we were able to learn from them. It was the first time I did a kayak cleanup. It was over in Cambridge. And we
did get a few people out there.
And we did get quite a few people out there. We had actually Senator Addie Eckert came out, and we had the Shore Rivers Matt came out, the head from there, and probably I think it was a total of 26 volunteers.
Wow.
So it was a pretty good turnout, but our first cleanup was in Port Deposit, the first organized cleanup we did. We only had 7 volunteers, and we picked up 1,760 pounds. At Cambridge, we picked up 200 pounds. At Gunpowder, we were only picking up a couple hundred pounds. So after our first year, it was very evident that, we were much more needed here in Cecil County with the cleanups. And it seemed to obviously make sense because these other organizations were already set up in these areas and kind of doing that, whereas we weren't really seeing anybody here in Cecil County to join with, when we were originally looking for other nonprofits to kind of learn from. So we ended up the following 2 years, in 2021 and 2022, doing all our cleanups here in Cecil County. So we do 2 a year, 6 a year, but 2 per river. We do 2 on the Elk River, 2 on the Northeast River, and 2 on the Susquehanna River.
So your kickoff for this year is in the Northeast River for Earth Day.
Yes.
That's right.
So let's talk a little bit about that. It's the launch point is in Northeast at at Bay Venture Kayaks?
Bay Venture Outfitters.
Okay.
So this will be the 3rd year we've partnered with them, and they are actually going to allow volunteers to reserve a kayak for free. The past 2 years, the kayaks have completely, I guess, I don't want to say sold out, but because they were free, but they were all reserved. And so this year, I suggest, if you do need to borrow a kayak, to kind of let us know right away if you'd like to have a link over to Bay Venture, or I think he actually has it posted on his Facebook as well. And you can go there and reserve your kayak. Last year we had 52 people, amazing volunteers that came out. Half of them brought their own kayaks, and the other half had reserved them through Bay Venture.
So if they do want to register or pre-reserve a kayak, they can email you directly, right?
Yes.
So Brianna at thehighfiveinitiative.com, or go to Bay Venture, right, to their Facebook page?
Yes, Bay Venture Outfitters did one post, I think, and he had the link on there. If you email me, I will certainly send you the link right away. You can go to our website too. We also have it listed on Volunteer Cecil, where the link is available. I have it on Eventbrite. It's on Facebook events.
Just Google
and it's under
Northeast.
If you Google the Earth Day kayak cleanup, I believe
Northeast
you will
River
find
kayak.
it and be able to in Northeast and be able to get that link.
And I believe on Volunteer Cecil, it's the High Five Initiative. So the Earth Day Kayak Cleanup, Northeast River, Saturday, April 22nd from 8:30 to 12. And it's at 104 Church Point Road, Northeast, at Bay Venture, right past St. Mary Ann's Church. It's a right turn. Yep. And
Turn
go
right
right
in.
up to the water.
Yeah, right after the church.
And you'll see all the kayaks.
Yep. See everybody
You'll
gathering
see everybody
up.
there.
Is there anything else that people should bring? Gloves or trash bags or anything?
We provide gloves, bags. We get trash pickers.
You're gonna
we
get
put
wet.
floats
Gonna
on
get
it. I
wet.
do
Dirty.
suggest you wear
Just to get
clothes that you don't mind getting wet or dirty. If you have waders, perfect. We don't have those to go around. But we will have waters and snacks, although we suggest you
Trash
bring your
figures, all types of
refillable
stuff.
water bottle
Of course.
rather than the plastic ones. But I do have plastic water bottles there in case anyone needs it. But yes, we provide all the supplies that are needed, and waters and snacks. And we actually give everybody a free tote made of recycled cotton that has, you know.
Yeah, it's fancy stuff.
Yeah, it's fancy. So all the volunteers that come out get a free tote.
Little door prize.
Yeah, yeah. So, but we definitely recommend coming out. Everybody that came out last year had a great time. We ended up picking up 3,160 pounds
Wow.
with the volunteers that we had there.
By kayak.
This isn't one of those things where you hope the numbers get better, but you know, you're hoping you're getting this area clean. So we've
Definitely
been through
makes a
there
difference for
2 years in a row,
Yeah.
and the first year we picked up, you know, about a ton, and then we
Over
beat it
200,
last year. I thought, oh, we must have got it all when we were here last time, but then
Yeah.
we found more. So.
There's still more.
I think there's probably more, but you never seem to find it all. I think we've already pulled
That's
about
yeah.
60 tires out of this area too, so it's pretty amazing. And it's getting cleaned up, and I think they have some plans for a preserve in this area coming up.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference for our wildlife and our water quality and
Yeah,
and
come
our
out and meet some beavers.
our recreation, of course. Beavers, yeah.
There's beavers there.
Yeah,
There's a
so
couple
that
eagle nests
particular
there.
area
So
is home to some pretty impressive wildlife. There's beavers. There's like she said, eagles. There's
Great blue
obviously
heron for
herons
days.
and all types of stuff over there. So as you get out there, you'll be like, it's a pretty fascinating experience to do a cleanup, and then you kayak out there in the morning. You do the cleanup while you're out there, and you come back still kayaking. Like kayaks are just covered in tires and stuff like that. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, enjoy some beautiful scenery while you're
While
making
you
an
do-
improvement.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So the Earth Day kayak cleanup with the High Five Initiative Northeast River at Bay Venture Outfitters on Saturday, April 2nd from 8:30 to 12. Anything
to April
else?
22nd.
April 22nd.
Yes,
sorry.
Earth Day. So we actually had Earth Day fall on a Saturday this year, so that helped. And if you end up at the St. Mary Ann's Garden Market later, I guess that's the weekend before Mother's Day, we'll be there raising funds to help pay for supplies and things by selling native plants. So
Oh, great.
Put some native
Stop
plants
by
in
and
the
say
area.
hi.
Yeah, for sure.
Wonderful. Anything else you want to mention?
your painting thing, no?
Wow.
Oh, yeah, no, we can cut there.
No problem. Phil and Brianna Ash from the High Five Initiative. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.